Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to why did Houston turn on Little Flip during his beef with T.I.? Probably because people just like T.I. Has that ever occurred to anybody? That maybe T.I. was just a more likable person. Maybe people just didn't fuck with Little Flip like that. Did that ever occur to you? Maybe people like T.I. shit a little bit more than Little Flip. I know I did. I was never a big Little Flip fan. I liked a couple of songs here and there. You know, this is the way we bow, and we like the flowers. I'm a diamond now. I ain't running dirty style. You know what I'm saying? That's cool and all that. You know what I'm saying? Then you had the Game Over song. He had that one verse on that Ride Spindles. Hey, don't stop. I put the pedal to the metal, then skirt. You know what I'm saying? You know, girls get down on the floor. Like he had his little moments, man. Like Lil Flip had his little moments, but T.I. was putting out bangers, bro. Like, let's be real. T.I. was putting out bangers, man. Come on, man. Trap music, urban legend, king. We don't talk about T.I. versus T.I.P. We don't talk about that. But Paper Trail, Trouble Man, the one album he put out in 2015, I forgot the name of it. Yeah, no, that was Trouble Man. That was Trouble Man. The next one was Paperwork, I believe. Paperwork. Yeah. Like T.I. has put out a nice I ain't gonna say consistent, but he's put out a nice body of work. And Little Flip just has moments. I would side with T.I. too. I'm just saying. But anyways, though, without further ado, man, let's get right into this. I got a fucking gnat in here. Got a fucking gnats. Oh, these fucking gnats. Or fucking moss or gnat, whatever the fuck you call that shit up in here. So if I pause the video at any point in time, that's me just trying to get rid of something.
What's going on with the world? It's your boy Mouse. Now, in the early 2000s, man, I can remember all the beefs that was going on, like the real heavy beefs. Everywhere you look, somebody was sending shots at somebody. Somebody was, pissed at someone. Someone was getting into it. And one of the beefs I definitely always remember was Lil Flip and T.I. Like, I remember them making the jokes in like this, like the great value version of 50 Cent and Ja Rule. But anyway, I was a fan of both dudes. I was definitely a fan of.
I never looked at it like that because it was never that deep. So to say this is the great value version of 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, how can you say that? Like, this wasn't even a beef that was even that serious. This was about niggas just talking shit. And niggas addressing them talking shit. So, like, this is the equivalent of Jay-Z at Summer Jam and exposing niggas on that Summer Jam stage. That's what this is. This is literally the equivalent of that, but the down south version with T.I. and Lil Flip.
For both individuals. At the time, Lil Flip was my favorite rapper, to be honest with you. And I just never really understood the whole reason behind it, in my opinion. And then one of the things I really never understood was when this beef was going on, why did Houston didn't really ride for Flip like I feel like they should have? If anything, they turned on Flip and they sided with T.I. And I feel like that was kind of like part of the downfall of Houston's reign in the rap game. Like, once they kind of
no, because after Little Flip, Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, UGK was back in effect. I think Houston really fell off when Pimp C passed away. When Pimp C passed away, I think that's when Houston kind of like took a fall. But hey, Texas doing big things now. Texas doing big things now. They got a couple of new guys out here. Mexican OT, Big X the Plug. Hey, man. Texas got them some good artists coming out now. Hopefully, Megan Thee Stallion. Come on, man. Houston got some stars now. I mean, not Houston, but Texas as a whole. Texas is doing their thing right now, man. I think Texas is going to make a huge comeback, man. I think they just need a couple more people to pop up out of there. I hate the fact that Mo3 is no longer with us, but hey, I think Texas is going to be doing some big things going forward, man. I feel like this is going to be a renaissance for them. They just need a few more players to get their names out there, and I think Texas can really make a scene in the rap game again. I don't think they fell off because they wasn't fucking with Lil Flip. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Sided with T.I. more, that's when everything came to a stop for the whole movement, and it was just crazy though. But here's my take on everything, because of course the whole reason they claimed that why it was the beef going on is that they claimed Flip was talking about T.I. while he was locked up, and they had a video footage of it happening, and then it came to light that it wasn't true. And when T.I. got out of jail, that's when he started to ride on Flip. Now, this has been in my opinion since I was a teenager, far as why T.I. decided to do this. Because it was kind of pretty obvious, because T.I. wasn't selling that well. Far as when trap music came out, I mean, he was like making some noise and he was on TV and stuff. But I think what was going on was that Atlantic was putting the pressure on him and Grand Hustle, because trap music wasn't selling as well. It did eventually go gold, but when going back then, it's 03, 04, like an artist would go gold within like a month or two. But it took trap music 1 year to go gold. That's 4 videos, 4 singles that a label has to promote and release, and the album only sells 500,000 copies in a year. And you gotta also look at it, the fact that they're already gambling with an artist like.
Well, you also got to take into account who also came out that fucking year. You got to also take into account it's 2003. 50 Cent is the hottest fucking thing on the planet right now. You also have Eminem alongside 50 Cent. So that power dynamic right there would really outshine a lot of fucking people. A lot of people was getting outshined in 03. I can't really say that T.I. sales was really a problem. I don't know about that, Chief. You got 2 big fucking juggernauts running the fucking game at this point in time. You got Eminem for the masses, and then you got 50 Cent, who's just like, this nigga is undeniable at this point. Like, even Jay-Z was like, yo, do what you gotta do, but hurry the fuck up. Then you had Kanye floating around that time. It was a lot of talent in 03. If we being honest, like, a lot of talent was coming out in 03. And T.I. was one of them. I still remember Rubber Band Man being like the hit of the summer. Next to Shake Your Tail Feather, that one song that was on the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack with He Shall Not Be Named, and Nelly and Murphy Lee. Yeah. You had Joe Buttons. You had Joe Buttons with the pump it up. You had that shit going on around that time. Like, nigga, you gotta understand, bro. It was a very competitive field that year. And I'm not saying that Joe Budden, I'm not trying to say that Joe Budden outshining T.I., but let's not act like that fucking song wasn't on damn near every fucking movie that came out around that time. That song was everywhere, nigga. You couldn't even get away from that fucking song. We finna play that Joe Budden Pump It Up. Just Blaze, pump it up. Like, You could not escape that fucking song in 03, bro. That song got annoying hella quick. It's still a bop though. That beat go crazy. But yeah, like it was a lot of competition in '03. You got Ludacris too, dropping the chicken and beer with the stand up shit. Like, yo, Jay-Z was getting ready to drop Black Album and ride off into the sunset. Uh, you had a lot of shit going on in '03, bro. '03 was not a year for, I want to say, maybe if 50 Cent doesn't become as big, I think T.I. would have had a good claim. But it's hard to eat when 50 and Eminem are doing their thing. Then you got G Unit. Yo, like 2003 was just not a great year for a lot of rappers. Especially rappers that was on the rise. If he was on the rise, yeah, more than likely he wasn't gonna have the best. He wasn't gonna have the best. He wasn't gonna have like not gonna say he wouldn't have the best, but if you wasn't established in '03, yeah, you was on the back burner. But I will admit though, Rubber Band Man was played in a heavy rotation. I actually got annoyed about that song. That song really started getting annoying to me because it was like a 3-man rotation. It was like anything 50 Cent had out at anything 50 Cent related, Eminem. Then you had the Shake Your Tail Feather song. Then it was the fucking Rubber Band Man. Like they had them 4 songs was in like a heavy fucking rotation during the summertime. So yeah, I will say that you have to also consider who was popping around that time, because there's a reason why T.I. trap music didn't do the numbers that it should have did, because that was actually a good fucking album.
T.I. because from a professional standpoint, he's coming off as a failed flopped artist 2 years before. So they was already gambling, giving him the label deal far as for Grand Hustle. I mean, yeah, he got his buzz back up in the streets, but they're still like really gambling on should we give these folks this deal, because we don't know if we gonna recoup. And I think that's exactly what it was. That Atlantic was putting pressure on Grand Hustle, and then it didn't make it worse. T.I. ended up going back to jail. And it's hard to sell a record back then if the artist is not free. So yeah. I think basically T.I. and Grand Hustle.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I will say like after Rubber Band Man, and then what's the other song? The other song with Jazzy Faye. I forgot the name of that damn song. Yeah, Let's Get Away. Hey, let's get away and make the room on the other side of town. Hey, baby, I was thinking of you. Yeah, after that song, it was kind of hard to. Yeah, you can't sell when you behind bars. Like I forgot what T.I. did to get locked up, but nigga
was feeling the pressure from Atlantic. Far as not moving enough units for far as for trap music. They wasn't trying to spend no more money. They gave them enough money. They put too much in the project as well. So I think T.I. used this like whole beef thing as a marketing campaign for him to, I guess get himself much bigger. Because you saw what happened when he tried it with Ludacris.
Stay off the TIP, my dear.
It really didn't go that well with Ludacris. And so his next victim had to be Lil Flip. As far as in the South, outside of Ludacris, outside of a Trick Daddy, Flip was like the main star. He was the young dude. You know what I'm saying? He was already a platinum selling artist. And when he came out in 2004 with his another album, he went platinum in 4 months. So I think T.I. was also jealous as well, because if it's taking me a year to go gold, but it's only taking this dude a couple of months just to go platinum, then he looking at it like, what am I doing wrong? So I think T.I. made that whole thing up, so therefore he can use it as a strategy to take the spotlight off Flip. That's how I've always looked at it as even as a team. And it was pretty obvious. To ask me, it was pretty obvious. Now, when this situation happened, when everybody would start taking sides, basically start taking T.I. side, Flip was already getting a lot of hate and jealousy within Houston because he was so young getting it, and he had issues in the city as well because, the dude Lil Third, he already felt like Lil Flip took his Leprechaun name, so he was already siding with T.I. And actually, he was signed under Grand Hustle. He was signed with Grand Hustle, so T.I. played him and you.
I don't know about the Lil Flip side. Like, I guess Lil Flip was popping back then. I wouldn't know. Like I said, I only heard them on the songs that was played on the radio. Like, outside of that, I'm not listening to no fucking Lil Flip. But I guess he was popping. I didn't know. Shit. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Houston side of things with Lil Flip. So whatever the fuck he did to make Houston mad at him, he either deserved it or them niggas was just jealous.
Used him, and then I think what also happened is his situation with Hump. I think that played a part as well because Hump, he got on the mixtape talking down on Flip. Then the situation with Scarface, that was messed up too because how you go from wanting to sign Flip to Def Jam, and then when they decline, and then probably like a year or two later you side with T.I. and you saying, we don't know dude, he ain't from around here, he ain't official, and that was like the ultimate disrespect right there. So especially coming from, cause I think Flip was bigging up Scarface the whole time, but then you turn around and say some stuff like that. And I don't even know what's Flip and Scarface relationship to this day, but I'm pretty sure they don't have one, in my opinion. I've seen Flip on Willie D podcast and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure Flip and Scarface don't even have a relationship because that was just messed up, in my opinion. And it just shows you how Houston, like how they'll hate their own, because you even had people like in Screwed Up Quick was hating on Flip at a young age. Like Lil Kiki, he was hating on Flip. But that just goes to show you people true feelings about you, and then when it's time to defend you or time for them to ride with you, all of a sudden they taking this person's side. So it just, that whole situation, even when I was a teen, that whole situation never sat right with me. In my opinion, no, because ending someone's career would be like, oh, they can't basically do shows, they can't still prosper and make money off music. I don't think that was the case. I think just T.I. played chess with Flip and took Flip.
Yeah, you can't really say he ended his career, but you can say he ended his run. Like, Lil Flip run was over after this. After this beef, Lil Flip run was over, bruh. Like, going platinum and having hits on the radio. Yeah, that shit was over with. So we can't really say he ended his career, but he ended his run. Lil Flip, if he was going platinum and all this other shit, then yeah, all that shit came to a halt after this T.I. thing.
Momentum, but I think Flip Flip had something to do with it as well, because the reason why I say that is because he let T.I. get him out of his element. He basically took the bait, and then two things that I feel like what made Flip lose his momentum was, first was the label switch, going from Sony to Warner Brothers. And I think that was a bad move. And the reason why it was a bad move is because you're coming from a system that already knows you and already has a track record with you. And you bought yourself out your deal, and you go to Warner Brothers. And I feel like they kind of purposely sabotaged Flip when he got to Warner Brothers, because if you look at the promo run from when he went from Sony to Warner Brothers, it was just totally different, and it was totally sloppy.
And to also add Fire to the Flames. T.I. is also on Warner because I think Atlantic is under Warner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if you sign to Atlantic, you really a Warner Brother artist. We being honest here. So that right there alone could have also been like sabotage within itself. So yeah. I think this was I think it was a little orchestrated, bro. This fucking gnat get on my fucking nerves, bro. The bitch ass on. I fucking hate bugs.
And I feel like they blackballed him because, like, at this time, by the time basically T.I. and Flip are label mates. And by the time Flip gets to Warner Brothers, it's 2006. And at this point, T.I. is one of the biggest rap stars. He got the King album, the ATL movie. And as far as on Warner Brothers, Atlantic is under Warner Brothers.
Just said that.
So it's like, we gonna put all this into T.I. We not worried about Lil Flip. So I think basically that was like the move right there. It's like they basically sabotaged them. It's like we not really gonna put much into his album, but we gonna put everything into T.I. And I think that's what Flip made the wrong move. Instead of like going to Asylum, going to Warner Brothers. Yeah, I know everybody was already older at the time, like Mike Jones and stuff like that, but I think that was a bad move. I think he should have stayed with Sony.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I don't think he ended Lil Flip's career, in my opinion.
Yeah, that could be true, but we also have to take into account that we don't know the business. There may have been business practices that he may not have liked at Sony. Yeah. There may not have been business practices that he may have not have liked at Sony. There may have been there may have been some shady things going on behind the scenes. Maybe he felt like he had a better opportunity or to make more money, or maybe, whatever the fuck led to him saying fuck Sony. It could have possibly just been that, but we'll never know. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. I will see you all in the next video. Yeah, man. Hey, I guess you could say T.I. definitely used Little Flip to progress his career, but the body of work, though, when we talking about Urban Legend, when we talking about King, when we talking about Paper Trail, Paperwork, Trouble Man, when we talking about these bodies of work, it's undeniable. And trap music is really a good album if you really sit down and listen to it, but I guess, but like I also said, 2003 was not the best year for niggas to come out, because once 50 Cent got on and popping, you had to really work. You had to really you had to already pretty much be established in order to even be doing good in that time frame when 50 Cent was fucking popping. Okay, because when 50 Cent was fucking popping, it was over for everybody. If you wasn't doing a song with this nigga, or you didn't have him on your album, or you just wasn't an established artist that can make good hits, that can make a hit, fucking bitch. Yeah, got your motherfucking ass. Yeah, fuck nigga. Yeah, fuck nigga. Got your motherfucking ass. Nigga, now you dead, bitch. Motherfucker kept flying around here, shit, thought that shit was sweet. Nah, got his punk ass. Got with that nigga, don't show that nigga who gangsta rider, nigga. Nah. But nah, Yeah, man. I don't think 2003 was the best year for anybody that was not established. If you was on the rise, you were going to be pushed to the side. It's not even up for debate. But I digress, though. But anyway, so that's just going to about do it for this one. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you too. Peace out.